Hey everyone, welcome back to Trail Talks, the podcast where we talk about growth, the messy, the beautiful, and everything in between. I'm your host, Kelly Kruger, founder of Kelly Michelle Coaching, where we focus on mindset, emotional intelligence, and leadership, all grounded in real life and real science. And joining me is my co-host and partner in growth, founder of Leading People LLC, Tara Stinnett, a leadership trainer and facilitator who brings insight, curiosity, and real-world perspective to every episode. So wherever you're listening from today, we're glad you're here, and thank you for joining us on the trail. Hey, everybody. We have a special one planned for you today. Love is in the air. Today's guests are the real deal. They're not relationship experts from a textbook. They're living proof of what healing, faith, and intentional love can build. Gregg and Shakela Matthews are leaders, speakers, founders of Always Love and Lead, and Divinely Restored, as well as relationship advocates who understand love from the inside out. Their journey includes military service, leadership under pressure, personal loss, divorce, healing, and the courage to love again, intentionally and unapologetically. Together, they bring a powerful blend of transparency, wisdom, and faith to conversations about relationships, emotional intelligence, communication, and rebuilding after broken seasons. They don't just talk about transformation, they embody it. If you've ever questioned whether healthy love is possible after heartbreak, if you've had to relearn who you are before loving someone else, or if you're committed to growing instead of repeating cycles, this conversation is for you. Get ready for honesty, insight, and a perspective on relationships that will challenge, encourage, and inspire you. Please help us welcome Gregg and Shakela Matthews.
Welcome.
We have been so pumped for this episode. This is awesome.
Yeah. We are pumped as well, and thank you all so much for having us.
Yes, ma'am.
Look, we're approaching February in 2 days. I always forget, is there 30 days in a month, 31? I don't even know, but it's in a couple days. We want to celebrate love. Love is in the air. Love is all you need. And we have this beautiful couple on the show, and we want to celebrate your love and your relationship and your journey. So let's start with, how did it all start? How did it all start? We have a picture of you, and you were very, very young. So it was what, high school?
Right.
Yes, it was. The first time I saw her, I was a freshman, and I was entering the school, and she was in a corner with a bunch of, people, needless to say. And so I just noticed her briefly my freshman year, and I was like, oh, she's cute. And I just kind of like, she got too many people around her. By people, I mean guys. So I just kind of let them breathe for about a year.
Oh, you were too shy. You were too shy.
You have to understand the environment. I didn't know her, she didn't know me, and I was like, I know all the guys around her, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, but I've always been a people's person, so I connect with everybody. And so in school, I had a lot of friends. I didn't even notice him in ninth grade. I noticed him our sophomore year. We were in the same class together. And yeah, it was on from that point.
Yes.
So wait, so Gregg, are you an introvert, extrovert? Tell us about your communication styles, or your disc, or four lenses.
I think personally, I'm a mixture of all. Sometimes I can be an extreme extrovert, and when I am, my wife is looking at me like, stop talking, it's time to go. And so it's like I wear out my extrovert season. And then most times I like to sit back and kind of observe to kind of see how people are interacting so I can make sure I show up in the right way depending upon the environment. And then there's sometimes where I just want to be a recluse in the house, football game on, protein shake, right? And if my wife wants to be bothered, my wife dealt with me. So.
I could totally picture Shakela saying, stop talking too much. We got to go. All right. So sophomore year, you guys, what class were you in together?
Typing class.
Computer.
Typing.
Computer.
I still need that.
Because when you said typing, you see a old lady in the front of that click, 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 click. It was not that class. It was a computer screen. So those things typing.
It was a computer.
Because a computer program.
Typing.
I think we're gathering what our ages are here. Oh,
Exactly.
Did you have the black mat over top where you couldn't look at the letters? But then, yes, that's typing class.
So
Yeah.
The way I was-
Tara's like,
but
I
they
learned
put-
how to type when I
they
was
put
2,
paper-
you know?
They put paper over the letters.
Yeah, and how can I say this nice?
The way you always say.
It was at a ghetto school, okay?
Oh,
We
okay.
did not have the black mats. We had paper, okay? So yes, we had the paper and we couldn't look, and both of us competitive. So
Yeah.
we was always competing against each other.
Lean on me.
So-
Think about it.
I don't know how my school had the black mat. I'm sorry. I was thinking like I don't know where we got the money for that either, but I feel you like
So Greg,
paper.
did you like the way she was typing or what? What was
She's
it nice
very
click, 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 click?
No, I like the way she looked, the way she carried herself. To me, have you ever seen someone in a room and it's like they have an aura about them? And so for me, that's the best way I can describe it. She had an aura about her. And so I paid attention to that my freshman year. And then when I walked into that classroom, into the computer letter programming classroom, and I saw her, then it was like, oh, wow, she's in here. Maybe I have a chance. So, then she took charge from that point on.
I did. I did. I
What-
did.
Please tell.
Will do it. Totally against what we were taught, but I decided, and we talk about all this in the play as well, but I decided I was going to tell a friend of mine that I liked him because I didn't want to just approach him. I wasn't that type of girl. So I told a friend, and then me and his male cousin were actually really good friends. So one day I saw his cousin. When I got up the courage, I had wrote him a letter and probably the check yes and check no box and all that stuff. And I gave it to his cousin,
Oh
and
my God.
I let his cousin do the work for me.
That
That's
part.
smart.
Yeah,
Smart.
Shakela's very smart. Like
Yeah.
And those
Critical
my older-
thinking skills kicking in.
Right. I'm
it's
telling
it's
you,
the
I have
services in us.
Yeah.
in place. Right.
Yeah.
Horoscopes probably don't play a part in like relationships, but now that you're talking about her aura and how you took charge, what's your horoscope? Like, what's your sign, both of you?
I'm a Sagittarius.
I'm with-
You're a Pisces. He's the fish. We don't know a whole bunch about the horoscope, but we do know that he's a fish,
The fish.
and I'm the horse with the man, or whatever. The
Yeah, I'm
Sagittarius.
curious. It doesn't play a part. I was just curious. Okay, the fish and the horse of the man. Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So who was it that did the work for you,
Oh.
Shakela? Your cousin?
My older.
All right.
It's a twin.
Yeah.
And then Greg,
Yeah.
you were like, I can't believe this, and you went for it.
Yeah, I was blown away because for me growing up, you know how you see yourself a certain way? I didn't see myself as being able to draw the attention of someone who I felt had the presence that she had. And so for her to
Oh.
be paying me that kind of attention, it caught me way off guard because I just didn't see myself the way that she saw.
Oh,
And he was fine. And on the football team, so I was head over heels.
Greg, what position did you play?
Yeah, I played quarterback, running back, wide receiver.
Oh my
corner.
God. Skilled player.
Skill player.
I never came off the field. Never.
Skill player.
Way to
And I
go,
was over there
Keela.
cheering for him.
Way to
tired.
go, Keela.
Right.
Eyes tied, boss was my words after every game.
That is adorable.
Yes.
All right. So how long did you date in high school?
Almost 2 years.
So that would be
Yeah.
what, junior year, senior year?
Yeah. Well,
This
we
is-
broke up going into
This is not
it
the
was
fun
about a
part.
year and a half because Greg decided that he was gonna break up with me in the 11th grade over something he thought was true, as we mentioned before, and I'm sure we'll say it again. So his mom received a phone call, and the phone call went something like Kiki, which is my nickname, is pregnant. And so when he called to ask me, and I'm like, I haven't called your house and told nobody I was pregnant. So me, I'm thinking off the rip, oh, it's some other chick he got, some other girl he messing with or whatever, because I know that's not me. Like, why would I do that? Because I ain't pregnant, right? And so, so Greg decided that he was gonna break up with me. So he broke up with me our junior year, right before going into the summer of our 12th grade year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
sorry for asking that. I hit a touchy subject there. I'm sorry.
Gotta put my head down.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I
are
just,
yes, I could tell. I don't want to shame Greg here. I don't want to shame Greg. All right. Okay. And then what? So you guys reconnected. So that was it, like for high school? Like that was
well, as far as us being in a physical relationship, that was it. But we still remain friends. We still
yeah.
kept in communication with each other. Another backstory is her dad played a pivotal role in my life
Hmm.
because growing up as an inner city kid, the show that we saw a lot was the Cosby Show.
Mhm.
And so for me, growing up in a single parent household, that was the closest thing I had. And I said, I want that. That's what I want. And so when me and she started dating, I met her dad. I fell in love with her dad because to me, that was my real life, minus the other stuff that happened with him. That was my real life Cliff Huxtable.
Mm.
When I said other stuff that happened, I just, but that was like, he was a big image for me. So when I saw how he took care of his family, how he was raising his children, 2 daughters and a son, how he was always there, how he would take his family out for dinners. They would take trips and do things together. And so I fell in love with her dad. And he was there at my basketball games, like I was his child. He was there whenever I had a speaking event. He would show up. Like he was there. He would invite me to go play ball and do stuff with him. So our connection was more than just physical. There was a deeper connection from the heart because of the things that I wanted for my life as I was growing older. So
Wow.
I couldn't get rid of this woman if I wanted to because the connection was just too deep.
You wanted all of
And I,
it, like her, the family, the emotional, connection to everybody. That's beautiful.
It is.
Mind you, he knew this at 14, 15 years of age. Like what 14 to 15-year-old, especially a male thinks like that. Listen, we have kids and none of them have thought like that, okay?
Yeah, like this is what I want for my life. Yeah, no, it's
I'm
not normal.
telling you.
I mean, yeah, that's maturity. That's
It is.
amazing.
So then both of us went away to college. Greg had started dating other people and stuff like that. It's as well as I. And so then we went to college and we kept in touch for the most part here and there. Off and on. I visited him a couple of times in college at his football games. And then life was life. And I got pregnant. And then I got married.
Yep.
And then I got divorced and I got married again. And Greg had the same pattern. And
Yep.
24 years later, we got back together.
We literally went through the same thing in relationships.
Yep.
We experienced the exact.
That is
Not so
wild. That is
Yeah.
Yes.
wild.
Yes.
It was almost
Like-
like the universe was like, nope, Keela, nope, nope, Greg, nope, nope, that ain't gonna work for you. Nope, nice try,
Yep.
but nope, we're gonna put you here and we're gonna put you here, and then that's crazy.
We always say when we talk to couples and try to encourage people, it doesn't matter what your now looks like, right? Because when you think your story is over, God always has that pen. God is the writer of all of our stories. So he can pick up that pen and write a whole new chapter that you're not even aware of. And that's how I felt he had to take us through some things and through some other relationships so that we can learn because we were very, very young. And who knows if we had stayed together, we might not be where we are now and have the relationship that we had now. So we had to go experience other things so that we could truly form what we have now.
Yeah.
So you each had to have your own journey and process to go through, to grow through, if you will, to get to where
Exactly.
you are now.
Yeah.
I truly believe, and I'm sure you guys do too, so I would love to hear what you have to say about this. I truly believe that you can control everything you can control, and you can have goals and have these desires and want things and be on a path to want them and think that it's the path you should be on. But God ultimately knows the path that you need to be on. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, tell me about that and how you're bringing faith into what you're doing now.
So for me, it was a process because when you're going through those things, like I mentioned, when I was young, I had a vision. Like I had an idea of how I wanted my household, the income I wanted to have, how I wanted my wife to dress, stuff, kids, stuff. And so when those things started to crumble, you lose a piece of your identity because that's what's driving me. That's what's driving me academically, sports. That's what's driving me in college. It's all those things I wanted. And when stuff happened to me that I knew directly affect what I wanted the outcome to be, I lost a part of my identity. And so in me piecing back together my identity and who I was and who I wanted to be, I began to realize that the things I was going through wasn't happening to me, it was happening for me. And so when I experienced my first divorce and I experienced my second divorce, like it was some things I literally had to grow out of. Like I had a level of some immaturity I had to deal with. I had a level of selfishness I had to deal with. I had a level of maturing and being able to really love sacrificially. To say I love sacrificially and then to really be in a situation where someone's telling you, I don't want to be with you no more. And then you still are choosing to love in that situation. Like when I experienced in my first marriage, you understand what sacrificial love looks like. When someone violates your trust and you still want to show up and show love. I learned through all those relationships, both of those marriages, what I needed to be. And it couldn't be a decision just of the heart. It had to be a real decision. It's like how I tell our kids when they play sports, you show up because you made a decision to show up. You don't show up because you got a great team. You don't show up because the weather's great. You show up because of your commitment. And so I grew in maturity to understand that's what love is. That's what a relationship is. It helps you when you got someone else who has the same mindset, right? And so that was kind of how I took the things I went through. I took it as a lesson. And then when I talk to our children and even we encourage other couples, I hear them, then I'm like, man, you can get past all that. That's temporary. But when I used to hear that's temporary, I'd be like, man, you don't know what I'm going through. This sucks. But I realize now this stuff is happening to make me better, not to destroy me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
Absolutely.
hard to believe in that when you're going through it, but looking back, it all needed to happen for you to be who you are today. When you guys reconnected 24 years later, how did that happen? Like, were you at Falcons game and what happened?
So
No.
this is also in the play, but
Oh,
it was
okay. Well, we don't have. I mean, if you guys want to share,
We're gonna give a short synopsis.
what can I say?
I mean,
It
we're not going to
started-
put this on Netflix. Okay, we're not going to put this on Netflix. We're a modest show here.
So, listen, we're not saying we're talking about our journey and actually going into details, but but we're not. How can I say this? We're not even for here. We can talk about it, but we won't say like exactly the same things
Yeah.
that we're saying. So it could be some surprises. But to make a long story short, we pretty much we told you we had talked off and on, and then it was years in between when we talked with the marriages and all the things. We never interfered in each other's relationships, any of those things. And so Greg happened to reach out to me, and I'll let him tell his version, but he happened to reach out to me via text message. And yeah, I had to, like, I looked at that phone like a couple times, like, do I want to reopen this? Do I want to do this again? But we've always had that friendship. And that was one thing that I was scared. Even in college, when we would see each other, I was kind of scared of trying to make something work because I didn't want to force anything to work. And I always felt he was a great guy, a good guy. And I went through my season of being outside. And so when I was in my season of being outside, I didn't want to do anything that would hurt the friendship that we had. And so when he reached back out to me, and I was actually going through trying to end another relationship that I was in, not a marriage, but it was a couple of years relationship that I knew I didn't need to be in from the beginning. And so when he came back to me in that moment, I was trying to think through all of that. Like, how am I getting out of this? How is this going to happen? And then we kind of just talked and prayed and all the things, and we just kept going from there. But I'll let him tell his version.
that was it because I basically reached the point where I was like, look, I want this woman, I want her in my life, all the games aside, and you're it for the most part. And then I shot my shot, and I shot in a way where whether she accepted it or not, she gonna know where I stand. She gonna know what I want. She gonna know I'm not just looking to be a friend. I need to be more than a friend. I want to be your husband. And so I just pretty much put it in her court, like, hey, you ain't gotta wonder, you ain't gotta doubt. Ain't no secret, ain't no hidden statements. Like, this is how I feel. This is what I want. What do you want to do with it?
And one thing that he didn't say, and that I'm just remembering, like right now, when he did contact me, like we had conversations and things, but he had asked for my dad's information, for my dad's phone number, because I guess he had lost my dad's information over the years or whatever. And so I was kind of shocked. I was like, what do you need my daddy number for? Right. We just now getting back to talking to each other. And so when he asked for my dad's information, my daddy and my mama can't hold water. So they called me like, Greg want to meet up with your daddy. And I'm like, okay, for what? And she like, I don't know, but he want to meet with your daddy. That was so me realizing, okay, he wants to talk to my dad. I didn't know what it was about, but I knew it was something serious, right? I've always felt that his intentions were pure, his intentions were good, and that just put the icing on the cake for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I love it. All right. So now what led to you starting your company? So we have Always Love and Lead and Divinely Restored. What led to that? What sparked that?
So I'll start with Divinely Restored. Divinely Restored was birthed actually after I wrote my book, Beautiful Brokenness. And Beautiful Brokenness was written when I felt like God had taken us through a season. He had isolated me for a while, even after Greg and I had gotten back together, we had gotten married, but I needed to still deal with some of the things that I had gone through, right? And so God allowed me to be isolated. My job moved me to California. My family stayed in Georgia. And that was a time that it was me by myself and God. Of course, me and my husband would FaceTime all the time, but we weren't in the same household for a couple of years. And during that time, I wrote Beautiful Brokenness because over the years, I had women just reaching out to me like, how did you make the decision to divorce knowing my background? My father was a pastor, pretty much everybody in my family on both sides. There are so many different pastors on both sides of my family, my mom's side and my dad's side. And me growing up as a PK, preacher's kid, divorce wasn't something that was highlighted. If you were getting divorced, it's like, oh, God is going to hate you and all the things, and everybody's going to turn their back on you. And so when I made that decision early on, I had to make that decision for me. I got to a point where I felt like I have to do this for me, regardless of if my family turn their back on me, if they not my parents, but like not my immediate family, but just family. And I'm like, if they decide to not talk to me or whatever, that's something that I have to deal with because I feel like if I stay in this, I'm killing myself, right? And
Yeah.
so in dealing with that and people knowing some of my story and then others learning about my story, people had so many questions and women would call me and want me to help talk them through it and walk them through it. And so that's what God told me to write the book. I wrote the book that gives people hope. It helps women and men, because men have read it too, to break through those emotional roadblocks that we sometimes get and refine themselves. Because a lot of times we lose ourselves in going through relationships. We try to conform a lot of times to meet the needs of our spouse or our significant other or whatnot. And we lose who we are, right? Even with having children, sometimes with having children, we lose ourselves because we're too busy trying to be a mother and all the things. And so that's the time that I decided, okay, I'm going to birth Divinely Restored so that I can help women restore their lives. When they think that they've lost their lives, when they think that their story is over, I help them own their story and not be afraid to tell their story because our stories aren't for us, they're for somebody else. So my three things are re-engage, reload, and recalibrate. And so that's what my business is about. And then Always Love and Lead.
Good job. I always love leading the journey. It's inspired from two places. One being my son, because he was, whenever we had these conversations, he's always like, Dad, you need to write a book, man. Why you playing? He always dismissed it. And then in the course of time, we had done an interview about 2 years ago. And then when I did that interview, I think about a month afterwards, I was literally waking up in the middle of the night and I felt this huge push of things, a list of things that I need to do. I wasn't given a timeline, and my wife was looking at me, but I was given a list in that moment of things I need to do. And on that list was always love and lead. So it started as my forever love because that's what I call my wife. That's my forever love. And so, but because that's trademark, well, it isn't technically trademark, but there's so many familiar names, I had to find another name. And so ALL came up to me whenever I was in my study time reading the Bible, because there's so many verses that start with all, right? Anything from struggles, anything from victory, anything from challenges. There's always a verse that starts with all. And so I came up with all, and then there was ALL, always love and lead. And so making sure you're leading with love, and always you're leading with love, whatever you put your hands to, whether it's family, marriage, friendships, your outcome would always be in the best interest of everyone.
Absolutely beautiful.
Unrehearsed.
It's beautiful.
But that's how you know it
first of
came
all,
from the heart.
First of all, your story alone is beautiful and inspiring, and to have two people, partners, like creating is beautiful. Keela, in such a profound time of your life where, and I remember that it was what, probably 2020, 2021 when you moved out to California. I mean,
COVID.
and how long were you in Georgia
So we were
In Georgia, meaning
before California? Your whole
yeah.
life, and to pick up and move to California is in and of itself, I don't want to say a struggle, but a journey in and of itself. I mean, that is a huge life transition from
yeah.
East Coast to West Coast, and your family stays in Georgia. And in a time where you can go to your default mode or be complacent or crawl in a hole and do nothing, you chose to create.
Yes.
That is incredible. That is strong. Badass.
Thank you.
Because it's very easy to move across the country and just do life. And you chose to do something absolutely brilliant and create and write a book and change lives. And then you both came together and did it together. I mean, it's just incredible. It's very inspiring.
Thank you.
the first 6 years of our marriage, we lived apart longer than we lived together.
Mhm.
So it sucked.
It did.
Yeah.
But we had to
Yeah.
become like for real innovators and try to do things to spice it up and meet it. We had a lot of frequent flyer miles, I can tell you that.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Tara, did you have a question? Because then I have a follow up to that.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, like, I mean, I know there's so many creative things now, and thank God we have the technology that we do. And I do want to ask
Right.
how your typing skills are, but what things do you do to spice it up, or did you do to spice it up and still stay connected?
We would do calls like this.
Mhm.
We would do Zoom meetings. Sometimes we have friends, but we would do like movie nights. We'd do like
Cooking together via FaceTime or Zoom or whatever. We would do
games.
scavenger hunts and games, even with other
that's fun.
couples. We would plan dates where we could, where either I could fly out or he could fly up. And then
We do escape room.
we did escape rooms over the phone. We did a lot of workouts together over the
Oh, I
phone.
love it.
Watch movies together over the phone, like even Coming to America, I think
Oh yeah, the second.
we had a whole premiere via Zoom. Like we tried to just find things. I would make different things to show California and put a Georgia flair on there and then send it to him so we could feel like we're in the same place. And then when we were able to physically be in each other's presence, we made it about each other, right? And the children. And we would make sure we planned trips around that to do something that we haven't done. Or he would come to California. I would plan a whole time where we're always doing something and spending time with each other and minimizing outside noise. And then just talking through things together. That's still what we do now. Take walks, work out together. We would go hiking together. Even if he wasn't there, if I went on a hike or something, he's on the phone. And I'm like, so that we could feel like we're a part of each other, right?
Yeah.
And then talking through the day with each other after work and whatnot, just to be intentional about hearing about each other's day, seeing what the struggles are. And even if we were really struggling with something or the time apart, we were intentional about talking through those things.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So you guys talked a little bit about your individual journeys after you guys had the courage to love again, to be together. What would you guys say was the hardest part about rebuilding yourself individually
Hmm.
during that time?
Cool. That is
Good
a
question.
great.
I think for me, it was really trusting because I think whenever your trust is violated, like it can bring up stuff from your childhood if you've experienced them. And so you're reacting and don't realize you're reacting. You're being at the arm's length with people and don't realize you're being at arm's length. You're being short in conversations when people say certain trigger words, you don't realize it. And so for me, it was a period of finally realizing that my heart was guarded. I didn't trust easily. I was always looking to see if someone said something that would reveal a piece of their character about, can't fool with them. And so it was like those little things I saw in me that I knew I had to change. And so during that journey, I realized it wasn't about necessarily the other person. It was about me because I was the one who controlled how I responded in all those situations. And so when I finally was able to express myself to my wife, that's when I realized that my heart was really healed because I was that loving, expressive, affectionate person again when I had been that person because I didn't want no one to take advantage.
I would say I had to unlearn to learn. And what I mean by that is I had to unlearn who society had began to tell me who I was and what society told me love and relationships should look like, right? And recreate my own definition of it with relearning who I was, getting to know Shakela again, and allowing my heart to love again, allowing my heart to receive love again, and not think that everybody has a motive behind them trying to do something or be nice or whatever. And then I also had to learn how to not trust everyone because I know you've heard of the sheep in wolf's clothing. And I had to learn had to get a better sense of discernment. And so that I could discern those spirits, discern those character traits and things, and then make my decisions based off of what I felt was right to do. So yeah, unlearn to learn was my thing.
I like that because it reminds me of one of my favorite Inky Johnson quotes where he talked about sometimes the journey isn't about learning anything. It's about unlearning so you can become the person you're destined to actually be. So I really love that.
Yes.
And he's from Atlanta.
Is he? I didn't know that.
He went to the same high
He's my-
school. He went to Korean high school. That's like right down the street from my high school we went to.
That was our high school rival
Yeah, Korean.
that said correctly.
Ah. All
One of
right.
my
So,
favorite
so
motivations.
what inspired the play? We're calling it's a play, right? It's a play.
It is a play. It is a play. It's a two-person stage play. This is our first time doing anything like this.
And this is taking place. So their play is what the date's the name of it, and it's Lithonia, Georgia. And where can they find tickets?
So the play is on Valentine's Day, right? We have two shows. We have a matinee, which is just the show. And then we have the dinner show. The dinner show is going to be more of a sexy vibe. You get dinner, and I'm talking about from a great celebrity chef with great food.
Oh my God.
That comes with your ticket is going to be entertainment from one of the best guitarists and singers that's in Atlanta. And then we have a few little surprises. So you get all of that with the dinner ticket. February the 14th.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
On. You need to be in the room. I'm telling you, single, married, friends, dating, situationship, church group, friend group, whatever. Y'all need to be in the room. It is in Lithonia, Georgia, which is right outside of Atlanta, Georgia. Two shows, like I said, one is at noon and one is at 5 o'clock. But get there early so you can get a seat. Tickets are available on my website, which is KeilaTWrights.com. I'm sure you all will plug it. It's Our Love Story is the title. And yeah, we would love to see y'all in the room. This is something I promise you all you don't want to miss.
If any of the listeners live in Perry or the Warner Robins area that would like to babysit a 6-year-old, a dear
Yes.
angel 6-year-old boy, so I can go to this play, please. I want to go and I need a babysitter.
Yeah, in the room, I'm telling you, inspired by our story. We call it our love story, but really, we tell people that it's God's love story. He just using us to tell it. It takes us through the journey. It's gonna be some learned lessons in there. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you know. We're hoping and praying that some hearts are healed, relationships are mended, and yeah, people receive hope because a lot of people now love is not out there and this and this and that. Yes, it is. You have to be a lot of times we try to rush things, right? We try to rush, we put our 2 cents in instead of waiting on God to send us who we need to be. And then sometimes the person is right in your face and you just ignore it because you got this long laundry list of things. And I'm not saying don't have standards, but some of these standards, come on, y'all should check these standards because a lot of times y'all standards ain't even matching them standards. So I'm just saying,
I know.
y'all need to be prayerful about it. Yes, have standards, have boundaries. All those are good things to have in place, but also be mindful that God doesn't make mistakes. He may take you through something so that you can learn a lesson, but learn it and keep on moving. Say, God, what you want me to do? And then, yeah, just open your heart up.
I love you guys. This is amazing.
It is. It really is.
I want to be there so bad. I can't wait, and I can't wait to hear how it goes. Really,
Somebody is going to see his beautiful self.
I mean,
He's a
kudos,
handsome self. Let me
You're right.
stop.
Yeah, he's handsome.
yeah, bravo to you guys for creating, and you
Thank
continue to create, and it's all about love, and it's incredible. Are we ready to hop on the detour?
I am.
Detour. All
Let's
right,
do it.
Tara, who wants to start? You want to start? You guys ready for some trivia? Let's see how well you know each other.
We're ready.
All right, so we're starting with how well do you know me? Are they going to reveal answers at the same time? Is that how we're playing this? You guys want to do that? Like shout out the answer at the same time? All right.
Yeah.
All right. What is your go-to comfort food?
Ice cream.
I'm supposed to say it.
Oh, I'm supposed to answer it for you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pecan cream.
Yeah,
Or
I did-
it's strawberries sliced up with some cream. What is that? Cream. Don't say it. It's some icing. I can't remember the name of the icing.
Because I make it. So there is something for it.
I will tell you,
Ice.
like this is crazy that there's 3 services Misfits on it. Akila can cook. I mean, you're a chef. You're a chef. So there you go. But I mean,
like the filling that you put it in the strawberries, like it's like cream cheese and
Oh.
powdered sugar. Look, services. That one us the cooking thing.
Yeah.
And
with
Dobbins.
strawberries and pecans.
Yes.
Pecans.
So
Yep.
good.
That is my comfort.
Yep.
His would be my cookies. He loves cookies and he loves carrot cake. He loves oatmeal cookies. He loves my butter cookies and he loves carrot cake.
how cool for you to be married to a chef, Craig.
Yeah, it is. When she cooks, it's amazing.
So what? I get the cooking line in the Greg do most of the cooking.
That part.
Oh,
Yes, go figure.
So
also
funny.
have a man that can cook too.
Not as good as her.
Okay. So how about this one? Who is more likely to be late?
Oh, where we going?
We're not. We pretty much timely people because both of us military, so we like to be on time. And being late actually triggers anxiety for me. I hate being late, but he's probably gonna say He's probably gonna say I'll take the longest, but I'm a lady.
Yeah.
If it's work or financial related, nobody's late. If it's a kickback or a get together,
Oh, okay.
We want to be late than it. So
Yeah. Okay, well, that leads me to my next question. What is their stress tell? So, like, how can you tell the other person's stressed?
yes, a few of them. She'll get quiet sometimes, and I'm talking if she's not paying attention to me, and I'll be like, "Pay attention to me." And so I know that she's hyper, something
Yeah.
on her mind. But she's just gone, right? So whenever she's unintentionally ignoring me, I know something else is going on. That's one of them.
Yeah, he gets quiet as well, but then there's the flip side of that. When he's stressed, he wants to talk, but he doesn't. It's a hesitation in his talk, and I'm like, okay, just talk. Like I can tell that there's something because it's not that he doesn't want to say it. It's like he has all the different ways he wants to say it going on in his head at the same time. So I can tell he's gonna talk, but with the hesitation.
Okay. I'm gonna do one more, Kel. All right, 'cause this is a good one. So if they had a full day with 0 responsibilities, what would they do?
Oh, wow.
Everyone needs that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
I
I
would
love
say-
that question.
Spa day or a trip. See the spa day or a trip. If it's Christmas time, it's Christmas Lifetime movie.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna say for him, it's going to be, he's probably gonna do, he's into running now, so he's gonna get a run in. He's gonna watch some football and trip as well. He like to, if there's nothing going on, he like, babe, let's go somewhere. Let's do something.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good job.
Oh, we didn't start.
All right,
This one.
we'll go on to this or that relationship edition. We'll
Okay.
ask a few this or that questions. So round 1 is personality and energy. So early bird or night owl?
Yeah, we kind of both. I say that because during the week we have to be early birds, and the military has taught us to be early birds. But on the weekend, or if we don't have to work or something the next day, then we like to stay up at night and binge watch TV and movies and talk and all that.
Yep.
So kind of both.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Well, you take advantage of the time, right? On the weekends, you're like, ha, we could stay up late. We're going to do it.
Yeah, I know, right? We don't have no dead time.
I'm the same way. I love it. Planner or wing it?
Wing it, planner. And planner, wing it.
It depends on the situation.
Here's my
Yeah,
situation.
but I'm probably more of a wing it guy.
Yeah.
When it comes to doing things for her, I have to plan it because she's very particular.
All right, we're going to go to fun and life. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
We're together, beach.
Beach.
Mountain fun.
No,
She ain't with it.
if it's not cold.
Yeah.
I don't like cold weather.
Yeah, I hear you.
Date night in or night out?
Ooh, we like both. We like both. We like if it's gonna be a date night out, we like to go places either where we fallen in love with, it has a nice ambience, a nice vibe, and just chill, or somewhere we haven't been before. But then we also like to do dating in sometimes, especially if it's cold outside.
Oh,
It's
God,
like,
I know. It's brutal right now, huh? What is
let's
going on?
snuggle. We have the big
Can't relate.
beanbag chairs. And we like to get on the beanbag chairs and just snuggle and watch TV and,
You
just
guys are
chill.
so cute. You guys are so oh my God. Aren't they, Tara? They're so cute.
They are so cute. Yeah, I can't.
All right. Hey, Tara, do you want to do a couple who's more likely to? That's fun.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
All right. Who's more likely to be the peacemaker? He slowly raises his hand. Okay.
You still no,
He's still trying to keep the peace with the quiet hand raise.
unless
You want to say it?
I'll say yes, unless it's something dealing with me. Then it's game over.
Okay. Who's more likely to start the hard conversation? Okay. Who's more likely to buy something unnecessary? I think I could have guessed that one.
Well, it's necessary tequila. It's
Yeah.
necessary tequila.
Yes,
The
fair.
justification. That's why I don't even say nothing.
When she buys
right.
it is necessary.
That's right.
You're right.
Thank you. High five.
You're
Yes.
You're correct.
Mhm.
All right, one more. Okay, this is good because you were both military. Who's more likely to be calm in a crisis?
Ooh. Let's say Drake.
Are you thinking about the airport incident?
Because I was lit. It's probably more of like after I realize it, then I'll kind of calm down. Or it depends. If I'm at work, then I can be calm. Because like the airport incident we had, yeah, I was 10 toes in, and he was like, "Bang." So yeah, I'm gonna say him.
Okay. One more. I got one more.
This is fun.
I know, right? I feel like neither one of them do this, but we're gonna ask anyways. Who's more likely to forget an anniversary?
No, they don't. They don't. They
There's no
don't
way.
need.
Forget anniversaries, but forget a birthday. Well, not a birthday. I forget my age all the time. I'd be like, "Bang, how old are you?"
Yeah, she 2 years older than she actually has been for the last 2 years. I'm like, woman, you're not that old. Yes, I am. Not that you're gonna have to
Usually you
show
go
her
with
ID.
younger.
Her ID. Like, look at your ID, man. She making herself 2 years older, not younger. Older. I'm like, you're not there yet. Okay. Stop
That
it.
is
In
funny.
spirit.
Yeah. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not aging. You're not aging my wife.
That is
Not
funny.
you way. Yeah, not you way
Yeah.
older.
That's her wife.
All right, we're gonna hop back on the trail. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So now we're gonna ask you for some advice. So our listeners that are in relationships or seeking relationships or dating or married, this is the time to share some advice. So we have some questions primed for you. Number one, what's one relationship myth you believed early on that you now know isn't true?
I think sometimes people will say once you break up with somebody, it's over. You're never going to deal with
Oh,
them again.
yeah.
And that is so it depends on the parameters of the relationship, of course, if there's abuse or certain traumas involved, I totally get it. But I just think it's a myth because, we wouldn't be together if that was the case.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, I've
I'm
heard that
That
one.
is good. Yeah.
good. I was still thinking.
Yeah.
You waiting on me to answer too?
No, that's a good one. No, that
Okay,
was a good
okay.
one. I've heard that one too. And I think, yeah, I look at the timing and it's God's plan, right?
Yeah.
And it made you all better.
Because her mother said that to me after we had broken up. I think we saw them in Wendy's
Yeah, it
and
was
somewhere. Or I came back around and saw them, and her mom looked at me like, "Oh, we don't go backwards. We don't do overs." I was like, "Oh my God. All right, bye y'all."
Yeah,
So we did.
until now.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay, I have one, Kel. What advice would you give someone who keeps repeating unhealthy cycles, like unhealthy relationship cycles?
Come on, coach.
Come on, Coach. I'm just kidding.
Okay, coach. I would say a lot of times when we keep repeating the same cycles, there needs to be a self-reflection, right? I know you've heard the saying, don't talk to yourself and now you're crazy and all that thing. No, sometimes we have to talk to ourselves because we have to get to the root cause of why we keep repeating these same cycles or attracting these same people, right? The same person with a different look, right? We have to find out what their root cause is. And in order to find out their root cause, it requires us to dig deep. It requires us to peel those layers back to see where it started from. And sometimes it starts from what society has taught us growing up, what we saw as children growing up, the experiences that we've had in different relationships or that we may have seen our parents go through, or sometimes even for females, it may be a relationship that that young lady had with her father that she put her father on this pedestal and then her father maybe unintentionally broke her heart over and over. It could have been something as simple as not keeping his word on something. And like I said, it could have been unintentional, but we don't realize that those things play a part of who we are if we let them fester and we never take the time to deal with it. So reflection, we all at certain points of our lives, we need to do a reflection and just peel back those layers.
Yeah, it makes total sense. I shared this with a group of people earlier today or yesterday. And I said, people inherently want to do a good job. They want to love. They want to be a good person. They don't show up and say, I want to suck today. I want to I want to I want to be a sucky partner.
Right.
And so it's not intentional.
Mhm.
It's an unhealthy cycle that just it needs reflection. Like, why do I keep doing this?
Yep.
It's something
Yeah.
I think we all work through and do some introspection on. And why does this keep happening? And sometimes it's not surface level. It's I need to go back
Right.
and connect the dots in my life and in my past relationships to find out why this keeps happening, but
Ab-
it takes that work. It takes
Yeah.
that deeper level of thinking to do that.
Yeah, you have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to be honest with yourself. And even in my book, I have a title, Self-Honesty, like to die and
Mhm.
self, be honest, right? You have to be honest with yourself. And then sometimes it requires you to pause. Just pause. It's not about a lot of times we think that, and I know because I went through this season of my life where I thought that I just had to be in a relationship, that the relationship, that's what gave me my value. No, that's not what gives you your value, right? And so sometimes you have to take that pause in order to do those things and allow you to get to know you and you to get to know what you want. Because a lot of times the things that we want, and I mentioned those lists earlier, those lists are built off of what we see on social media, what we see this person have, what we see, oh, this person displays. And a lot of times that stuff not even true. So just reflect, pause, and be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I've got one more and then we'll do the finish the sentence, the mic drop moment.
Right.
One more. It what's a hard season you navigated together and what did it teach you about partnership?
When that time for me when we were apart, my wife was in Cali and I was living in Georgia with all our children. Like all the children were with daddy. And it was weird because I almost took offense to one of my coworkers. I was working at Dobbins. And she was like, "Oh, your wife is in Cali. I know all the kids are with her." I said, "No." I said, "Daddies can manage households too." I said, "The
Right.
kids are with me." I said, "Yeah, they're with their daddy. My wife ain't did nothing wrong." And so she just kind of walked off. And so for me, it was a period of like little sayings like that would make me question if, man, am I doing the right thing? Do I need to be trying to move to California with the kids and just put us all in one little house to make it work? Because we know California is very expensive. And then I just took a reflection. I said, well, God has it here, us here. God has her there. The kids are thriving. They're graduating high school. They're ready to go to college. We're building a community. They're communicating and building another level of trust with me with some of the intimate things that they would go through, because genetically, it's easier for all kids to go and talk to their mother. Unless something traumatizes that relationship, that's the first. And so for me to have that time where it was all about me, where every conversation came to me, but it had to go through me, I loved it and I relished it because I was so much more intricately involved in all your lives. And it built our bond because she got a chance to see me in a way that she probably didn't get a chance to see me as far as managing the household, and she wasn't getting a chaotic call every day. And
Right.
she even felt like, why they ain't calling me over here? But that was a different time because men, they're like, bro, you let your wife go? Bro, your wife is in another place. Y'all married, right? Y'all, we know what that means. Like, y'all ain't, what I mean? So it was that getting past all of that stuff to be secure in who I am as a man and knowing that God had us in this. It wasn't my creation, it wasn't her creation, it was part of God. Okay? So yeah, that was the most challenging season for me. Because there was some nights I went to bed crying, but I never let her know.
What did you learn?
Man, I learned a lot of patience. I learned to trust God more. I learned to understand that, like I mentioned earlier, like it's not things that's happening to me, it's happening for me. And it helped me grow in a lot of areas. And it helped me be more involved on the kids, more involved in things we were doing in the community. So definitely. And I was hypersensitive to anything she wanted. Yes, yeah, let's do this, let's do that. So she didn't hear no a lot. Even the girls was like, you don't never tell her no.
He still don't tell me no.
I love that lesson though, Greg. You mentioned something and we hear that quote and it's a very famous quote and you guys know it. It's when you're faced with any kind of hardship or adversity or challenge in your life, it's instead of asking, why is this happening to me? It's what am I learning from this? And
Exactly.
I mean, it's such a great perspective to take.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would agree with Greg, and I would think that one thing that I learned, and I actually think both of us learned, we learned how to be more intentional with each other. I know we mentioned some things that we did earlier, so just being intentional about getting to know, even though we have been knowing each other since we were 14, like you truly never know everything about a person. So learning my husband, him learning me, learning what makes him thrive, what ways that I could still encourage him through, even though we were miles and miles apart from each other, that made me build another level of trust and another level of intentionality as far as it pertains to our marriage.
Mhm.
And it actually gave me a deeper relationship with God as well.
Well, it seems like your entire life and every aspect of your life, you're intentional, and that is incredible.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite words, intentional.
Being intentional.
I mean,
Yeah.
magic happens when you're intentional. Like life is fulfilling and relationships are better, your careers, everything around you is better when every moment is intentional, and especially you learn that, especially from the distance you guys have. You learn that through all of your, spiced up dates and being creative and creating that connection between you. It made you be more intentional with how you spend your time together and really your day.
Yes, it did.
It's beautiful.
It
It
did.
is.
Thank you.
I like that you said that learning my husband, even though you've known each other since you were 14 years old, but I'm sure 14-year-old you is not the same you today. It's like you said, you guys went through that process, that journey. You had to grow in your own ways separately, and then you came back
Yep.
together, two different people, and you will continue to grow and change, right?
Absolutely. We all change every day. You
Yes.
you have to continue to want to learn that person. Yeah, what make them tick last week may not make them tick this week. It may be a slight difference. So you have to be willing to learn that about your spouse, the person that you choose to spend the rest of your life with.
Thank you. I love that.
Thank you.
Okay. Last one.
Yeah. Make it the mic drop moment.
You're giving me the honors. I love it. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Finish this sentence. A healthy relationship isn't about blank. It's about blank.
Ooh.
I'm trying not to sound cliche.
This is going to be like the highlight reel here.
It isn't about you. It's
Hmm?
about a partnership.
Say it again.
Wow.
Wait, one more time.
It isn't about you. It's about a partnership. It's about us. We're a team.
Wow.
Purpose.
Yes, I'm boss.
Yes.
Love it.
That's
That would
it.
be-
That's it, y'all. The Matthews mic drop moment here. Number one piece of advice: a healthy relationship isn't about you. It's about the partnership.
Absolutely.
I love it.
That's a mic drop moment. That's a mic drop
I
moment. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're going to go ahead and close this out. Thank you so much, you guys. This has been a joy. We have enjoyed every second of this. As we enter February, it's all about celebrating love and celebrating relationships. And we are so honored to have you here, host you, and celebrate your love and relationship. And thank you for sharing your journey, lessons learned, life lessons, how you got here, and sharing your heart and opening your heart to us and reminding us to always love and lead. Thank you so
That's
much.
right. Thank you all
Thank you.
so very much.
Thank you.
And go see their show, Keela T. Wrights. Keela T. Wrights. Go see their
Yes.
show. Go see their play. We're going to see you there, hopefully. If you want a great evening, unforgettable moments, be blown away, and just celebrate love, please go see their show in Lithonia.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we wrap up, if today's conversation resonated with you, you don't have to walk your journey alone. I offer emotional intelligence assessments with personalized coaching, one-on-one mindset coaching, and leadership development for teams and organizations. You can explore all of that at kellymichellecoaching.com, linked in the show notes. And I'll leave you with this: awareness is powerful, but support is transformational.